Anybody on? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. If you have questions, now's the time. I got a few minutes. Not sure if this is working. Whoa. So, anybody have any questions, or we'll call it a day? Yeah. VC stands for V coactus. In Latin, means under constraint. Yep. My parents are born in Italy. I was born in Toronto. I'm doing great, Andreas. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Andreas. Hello, John. I'm a student of the universe and will never stop. Kesh is a part of it. Angie, hello. Mishalaski, hello. Do you think Arnold Harris meatless diet is a good way to go post master fast? Yeah, it's a great way. That's the book I started on. You know, you got your best cooked choices. Stick with those. The mucusless, great system. You're welcome. This is what I'm here for. No, I'm not fasting right now. I took a break. I've done so much fasting in this new year, and I'm doing my dry fasting every week, every day. You know, your usual. And right now is the season change upcoming, so I will be getting ready for another dry fast for the season change, and then I'm going to probably jump into another master fast right after. Getting my head wrapped around it. Just taking a break, like I said. It's hard to get all these questions, sorry folks. Yeah, we're constantly detoxing. If you stop detoxing, you die. What do I eat? I eat mainly fruits is my staple. But I also eat, you know, different veggies, salads, some soups. I'll eat veggies either steamed or baked. But I have to have my fruit. Anything else, guys? See you, Andreas. Have a great day, evening, wherever you are. Yeah, already. I guess nobody's got much questions. No animal products. For myself, I'll have occasional fish, very occasional. I feel it, but it's something I started doing a few years ago after I had my crash with the high-fat raw vegan years, which almost killed me. and that really destroyed my belief in the whole natural health movement out there with all the so-called gurus. And because before that I was 100% raw, and raw was law for me, and that's the furthest thing from the truth from what I've discovered in all these years. As you see, the master fast is all cooked to hell, and we can help anybody. I don't care what name the disease you want to put it. We can help anybody. It's a simple process, and we use nature, basic principles of nature, and basic principles of the plasma in the universe, how it operates. So keep things simple, and you can tackle anything. Diseases don't exist, or you'll be battling with when you started this journey. I've mentioned it many times. Del, 1990, I was handed a book of Arnold Ehret, Mucusless Diet, and that's what changed my life completely. I always had horrible back pains. I didn't know what it was at the time, and I ventured off into the fruit eating and so on and so forth, and like the Mucusless Diet prescribes, and I decided to do a 40-day fast, and it was on Concord grape juice, out of all things, and that really did a number on me. I was so toxic and so acidic from living a diet like every other Italian, eating anything and everything, drinking like crazy, doing all kinds of things. And once I did that fast, I broke the fast, my kidneys just burnt from all the acid. I didn't know what was going on at the time. I had no help, no support. So I learned the hard way. And I struggled 2 years in bed for that, paying for that fast, which I had no idea what was happening. So after that, it took me several years to figure out a little bit of what was going on, and then in late '99, after working several years, long hours, 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour shifts, I was getting really stressed out, and decided that was enough, because when I would go to sleep at night, I didn't think I'd be getting up in the morning. That's how crappy I felt again, and I was getting all numbness down my face, down my arm, heart palpitations, all kinds of stuff. I don't even want to remember. And in January 2000, I went 100% raw. I never looked back from that point, and everything started getting better. But it took me a few years to get grounded. 2004, started growing a lot of my own wheatgrass sprouts like crazy. I was eating lots of fruit, greens, tons of salad, and in 2004 I started growing all my sprouts and wheatgrass with ocean water. That really made a huge difference in my health. And I was doing 12 to 16, 18 ounces of wheatgrass a day. I did that for 2 years, and then I just plateaued. Nothing else. I couldn't get any more benefit out of that wheatgrass juice or the sprouts and all that, as they're greens. So I continued, and I backed off on the wheatgrass and started, just doing the regular things and so on and so forth. And then, as the years go by, all the other stuff started coming abroad with the raw cacao stuff and everything, which destroyed my adrenal glands and so on and so forth. The story is pretty long, but I've experienced quite a few things in all these 26 years, which is why I can, pretty much understand what people are going through. I've been through a lot of it. Do I eat fats? Very, very rarely. I'll have an avocado once every few months. And I kind of stay away. The ones, durian, I'll eat durian. I can handle durian. I just had a durian today. Fresh durian. Cannabis oil as suppository, as it powerful as ingesting? Well, any which way you can ingest it versus smoking it. It's just a herb like everything else, but it's not the magic pill panacea that everybody's looking for. We work on a system with herbs based on what Dr. Morris teaches, We work on the basic four systems always: your kidneys, your adrenals, your bowels, and your lymphatic system. Always, 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 always. And then we add on that, depending on where your weaknesses are. Breatharianism. Of course, breatharian is possible. It all depends on what your journey and purpose here and what your intent and emotion is. If that's what you want to do, by all means, go for it. I know it's possible after doing my long dry fast. You feel a different energy flowing through you that you cannot experience any other way. From matter state, from physicality, from foods. It just doesn't happen. When you start doing long fasts over 7-9 days, you'll understand what I'm talking about. For seizures, there's the master fast system. This is what you need to do. There's no protocol for so-called names of diseases, which the big medical mafia, big pharma put names to. These are fictitious names, and we don't worry about that. We work on the body from head to toe all the time. Doesn't matter what the name of the disease is. So we always use the basic, simple system. Read all the website file section and pinned post on Facebook, and watch some of my videos, and you'll have an idea of what's going on. You need to have an understanding of the system. Once you have that understanding, it doesn't matter the name of the disease. There are herbs to help with the seizures, but you need to be on the system and to solve the issue. The issue in physicality is your GI tract is the main issue. That's where everything stems from in your physicality. But the actual seed of all the problems in physicality is the emotion. That's your actual seed. Our intent and emotion is why we're here in physicality. It's a soul essence, and it's a reflection of that. So, to solve these issues, we have to go to the emotion, number one. And in the physicality, we can do it through fasting is the top, and through herbs and diet. How do I almost die or high fat raw? Well, did you follow Dr. Cousins? No, I was. I know about Gabriel Cousins and many others. Dr. Robert Young was one I was really into and following. I know his work inside out. It's all bull crap theory science. I put it to the test and almost killed me. One of my friends actually died, same age as me. His heart stopped while he was driving and killed him. He was doing it for about a year longer than me, and wasn't a good outcome. And a few other my friends that were on the ride didn't go as extreme as me. They also had horrible outcomes. It was almost a 3-year journey, and I do not recommend anybody going the high fat raw vegan style. It has nothing to do with species specific foods. It's all bull crap. Oils are not natural. They're eating all that fat. Do I miss Italian food? Do I miss Italian food? I eat Italian. I have a garden in the backyard. Rosella. My mother's, she's down the street here, a few houses away. I go in every once in a while. Italian food. What I grew up with, those are the toughest foods to give up. When you smell those smells, they're ingrained in our emotion. And that's why people have huge challenges being addicted to cooked food, especially the ones they grow up on. They're ingrained in our emotion. So when you smell these, it's very challenging. But like I've mentioned before, when I went raw, I did over 9 years. I had no issue. I was strict, bang. I wouldn't touch anything cooked. But what ruined it for me after being on that high fat raw, it just threw my whole being into another realm where I didn't even know what I was. I couldn't remember things. My hair all started falling out. My teeth got destroyed. Not with fruit, with no fruit. I wasn't eating any sweet fruits. Completely destroyed. So, my mother makes different things, and I taste some things. I stay away from the grains. They do a number on me. But basically, my mother's eating, a lot of vegetables for influence from me. She still eats her meats and stuff, but she eats a lot better than she did when we were growing up. That's for sure. Much better. How old am I? My age is 52 is what I've been told. When did I start the high fat? It was 9, 10, 11. It was late in 2009-ish. I started the high fat raw vegan. I don't remember exactly. And am I healed from that? I still have issues. I was doing also MSM for a few years and stuff, and my GI tract is still full of sulfur. It's probably more. I have more sulfur probably than any of you. And what happens is when you're eating very, very clean for so many years, and then you start doing something like an MSM, that stuff sticks like crazy glue. And in a clean GI tract, which I had, and my tongue was perfectly pink in those days, it just stuck into me like super glue. And I have a lot of work to do still. You know, my hair, you know, I like I said, I lost that, but it came back a lot better than those days. So it's a work in progress. I don't concentrate on these things. There's much more important things that I'm concentrating on. Like I said, I don't worry about raw is law, because it's not, and we proved that over and over with all the people's results. So we do the best we can, and we focus on the soul, because that's the most important things. Matter is temporary, and it's going to come to an end for all of us. How much grape lemon juice to drink daily? Am I drinking daily? Can I do either 1 hour or 3 hour, or 1 liter or 3 liter? If I have, well, drinking more than 1 liter help loosen more plaque. 1 to 3 liters. I put that range depending on your weight and size and everything. The less you drink, the more aggressive the fast. These are the words of Arnold Harrit. If you look in Mucusless Diet, and nobody understood that. He knew about dry fasting, I believe. And you know, in those days, I didn't know what dry fasting was, but I tried doing, you know, a day here and there without any liquids or anything, because of what those words rang into my head. I memorized the whole book almost. So we want to find a balance, and the whole thing is why we have a dry fast, and we have the liquid is the sponge. Just remember the sponge. We squeeze the sponge, wring it out, and then we bring in the clean fluid to absorb and and then we go back to the wringing, and you know, and fresh fluid. So we got to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is why Master Fast works so powerfully. And Artie made a comment today about she did dry fast in the past. You're not going to get results eating whatever you want and then doing dry fast. You're going to get some, but the whole main theme of the Master Fast is the sponge action. Wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry. Eventually, everything loosens up and comes off, and it flushes out. So, if you do too much fluid in a day, you're going to stress out the kidneys. I don't care, you know, even if it's the juices or whatever. We don't want to go too much. We never want to force. We're doing the juice, we're doing the teas. There's a lot of fluid in there. So, you know, at the beginning, you may want to probably drink 2 or 3 liters. But what starts happening once the switch flips to a hydrated state from an acidic, dehydrated state, we don't want to drink as much. Your body will not want it, and that's the goal. That's where you want to look for. So listen to your body. Don't force to drink. You know, 2 to 3 cups of the tea a day. That's why I say 2. There's ranges of everything. There's no laws of what you have to do. You have to learn to listen to your body, and your body will be your best guide. So, Thomas, when best guide is for me is when I wake up in the morning. How do I feel? You know, how do your kidneys feel? How does your mind feel? This is going to be a reflection of what you did the day before. For me, that's the way I guide it, and you go by that. Hey, Nikki, Alicia, there's lots of people on here now. Dr. Morse's system problematic in your opinion? Dr. Morse's system problematic. Dr. Morse's system is got a lot of principles that we use in Master Fast. It's not problematic. You have to understand when he started and where he came from. In those days, the toxicity of people was not nowhere near what it is today. And my whole idea is I want to get the job done, because what's the point of prolonging it to another date? So this is why I go with fasting. There's nothing that can compare with fasting. And we go hard. So get it done, get it over with. Why suffer? Why prolong the suffering? His system, you have a limitation of trying to heal when you eat. And that's the issue with his system. But, if you listen to him, he says, go on these juice fasts and so on and so forth. Going on a fruit fast, mono fruit, it's not really a fast because you're eating. And even juice fasting to a degree is not a true fast. The true fast is dry fasting. No fluids, no nothing. But Master Fast system is beautiful because we can go for so long. We can continue working. Most of us work. We can continue doing our whatever we need to do. Like I've done, I continue doing my yoga. I continue doing my martial arts classes. But my bike ride. I continue doing everything when I'm doing the Master Fast, dry fasting, everything. There are some days that you're just not going to want to do anything, and those are the days you do your enemas and you rest. But it all depends on where you're at, how much toxicity is in the body. Most people do not have an issue, but some challenging cases, they're going to struggle a little bit with weaker constitutions. The people with stronger constitutions have it quite a bit easier to some degree. So us with weaker constitutions, we have a little more challenges. Vanessa, is there any issue with someone who has had gallbladder removed doing Master Fast? No. What else are you going to do? Hopefully it grows back. You got to work with what you have, and just because you have body parts removed doesn't mean there's another system to help you. We wish you didn't have it removed, but if you have something that's been removed, all you can do is focus and continue, and hopefully you can regenerate it, because I believe everything's possible. Physical aging optional. Definitely. I've seen people rejuvenate big time, like myself. If you look at my old photos, when I went raw from before, it was like night and day. I was losing my hair before that, and it all came back beautiful, thick, strong. I had white and it went all dark, and then I went back to this. So now I'm in the process of trying to clean up as best I can. John, love Italian food. Yeah, who doesn't? Everybody loves to eat. Ben, do you think Gavin, who runs dry fasting group, is unhealthy because of his diet? I don't know him personally. I was in the group a little bit. He kicked me out because of some issues with the Master Fast that he didn't like, and he's got his scientific mindset like I had many years ago. I don't use science. If you look on our page, everything I talk about has nothing to do with mainstream science. If it's written on paper by white jackets, I don't want anything to do with it because it has interests. Smells addictive. Oh yeah, the smells are very addictive. Angelo. Ciao, sei prendiamo corso in italiano. Guest Foundation. Ciao, Angelo. Thomas, what are we here? Rosella, the good thing about Italian food is that we eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I eat Italian too, but mainly the healthy stuff. Yeah, of course. Their diet's wonderful with lots of fresh fruits and vegetables, but the main problem in Italy is their grain eating. Too many grains. Way, way, way too many grains. And they age very poorly in Italy. I was 8 months there, and the other issue that they do is they don't have much of a breakfast, the coffee and a croissant, and then lunch they go home and they have a huge meal, and after the meal they have fruit. And depending where you are, then they go to sleep. Worst thing you can do is eat fruit after a meal and then go to sleep. Then they do it all over again late at night before they go to sleep. So That's the huge problem in Italian food. If they took out all the grains and they made a few changes, ate the fruit first, they'd be a much healthier race. I look good, bro. Thanks, John. Joshua. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. When consuming less grape juice is recommended, and if lips become completely dry and full of cracks, should I worry about dehydration? It has nothing to do with how much you drink. The dehydration, it's the state of your body is in a highly acidic, dehydrated state. You can drink gallons and gallons of water and juices. You're not going to hydrate. You have to go through a process of cleansing and getting rid of the garbage, and then all of a sudden the body will flip from a dehydrated acidic state to a balanced hydrated state. This takes time. It could take years for people, but what I found with Master Fast system, we've accelerated it, the timing to get in a hydrated state. So just do the best you can and just work at it. The reason you're thirsty is because you're burning and you want to cool down the fire. Acid is fire. Can we control seizures with the diet? You control seizures with the diet. Yeah, the diet is going to be the thing you need to do when you're eating to stay clean. The problem with the seizures, it's a deep down rooted issue in physicality with a very toxic body and nervous system and an attachment from emotion. So we need to get into a system to be able to clean it out and work out all that garbage and deal with the emotion. And eventually the seizures will come to an end. There's lots of people that went on raw foods and they stopped having seizures. And even cannabis has helped people with seizures. Napoletano. No, I'm not Napoletano. I'm from the region of Basilicata. My parents are from. Do you think Master Fast could cure hypothermia? Master Fast can't cure anything. Your Master Fast will allow your body to clean itself, and in the cleansing, with the aid of herbs, it can regenerate and rejuvenate every single cell from head to toe. Your body is the only thing that can heal you, and anybody tells you anything else, it's a lie. Ask for my mom. Okay, how much will the detox slow down after 108 days when you're going on mainly fruit, few salads? Will I continue to heal all aspects? Well, Joshua, as long as you stay clean eating after the 108 days, you're going to continue healing for at least 108 days, as long as you stay clean. After that point, it comes, the body comes into more of a balanced state, and you want to focus on building, and that's the key. So you can't really cleanse and heal to a great degree. We kind of do it with Master Fast because we're getting tons of so-called nutrition with the juices and the herbs. So, eating and healing do not belong in the same sentence. I say that over and over. We really need to focus on, when we focus on healing, we want to stop all foods. And then once you've done a long fast, you want to get ready for your next one, but you really need to take a good break for, depending on your mindset, probably 6 months to a year before you start another one. And then you're going to start doing, like I said, at least 2 to 4 shorter Master Fasts every year, or longer if you like. And spring and fall would be the best if you're going to only do 2. And if you're going to do, 1 every season, go ahead. 40 days is nice. And if you do a couple of those a year, it's wonderful. But if you want to get into another 108 days, take a good break and build back a little. And keep the dry fasting always, always, always. And work on that. Increase the amount of dry fasting you do, little at a time, until you're doing up to 2 days a week, or even 3 some people can handle. I regularly do 48 hours a week and with no issue, and 3 days at the end of the month, and then at the season change, I go as long as I can. Like I've done a lot of dry fasting this year. A lot of dry fasting. I remember how amazing your hair was in TO when I lived there. Yeah, those days, yeah, it was good days. But I'm a little smarter these days, I think. A little more wisdom from all the crap I went through, and it was all a good lesson so we can help more people. Laura, I just saw this now. Oh no, I missed it already so much. We didn't miss so much. In Milan, people just eat so much dairy. Yeah, Italians eat a lot of dairy, that's for sure. And salt and oil. Yep, that's for sure. Olive oil. I used to guzzle that stuff. We thought it was good for us. My dad suffers from high blood pressure. Would you recommend magnesium to help bring blood pressure down if he's on meds? No, we don't recommend any supplements. We recommend a system to clean out his body and herbs to help. If he has an issue, a mental block about fasting, put him on the hybrid. Half day master fast and 1 meal a day. Mainly fruit and salad to soup. That'll help him in a big, big way. Rana, hello. Ron, will this help hydrantis suppurativa? I don't know what that is, Ron. I don't care the name. I've mentioned it before. It's all fictions. These names are designed to take money from us and to create drugs for them. Doesn't matter what name the illness is. Everything is possible in the realm of Master Fast. You stick to the program, your body will get help. Period. How the hell do you get over the fear of your weight? If that's all your issue is, then eat yourself to oblivion, because nobody can help you. You can't worry about weight when you're healing. That just shows your lack of understanding what you need to do to heal. When people focusing on weight, they have no understanding of how to heal. And you have to go to skin and bones. Some people literally go to skin and bones. Once you've cleaned out, then you build. And, you're not going to build by eating. The only way you're going to build is with movement. So somebody who has a weight issue on the Master Fast, continue doing, yoga and stuff like that. And then once you've done it, you got to focus on buildings, even start weightlifting or whatever. But you got to fix the GI tract. That's the issue why you can't gain weight. And if you lose weight, it means you need to fast more. Radik, hi Jano, now we are talking. You should do more often. I just figured this out today. I was searching online. I couldn't figure it out on my computer. I'm doing it on my phone. So hopefully, I don't know how long the battery I got on here. But yeah, I just figured it out today. I had to get on, do a live thread. Too complicated for the computer for me. I'm not a computer guy. From a transition standpoint, do you think more progress would be made on a juice fast or mono fruit meals? Master, do the hybrid. Do the hybrid, 1 meal a day. And if you stick with mostly fruit, you'll have a better outcome. And of course, you're going to have the dry fasting as part of your day and so on and so forth. You're going to have the herbs in there, but you do 1 meal a day. That's the way I would go. Transition, I don't believe in transition. I've mentioned it many times. It's an illusion that people get caught up in. Year after year after year, they're in a transition. They never get out of it, and they don't heal. You can only get so much. Like somebody coming off a SAD diet, you're going to get results if you go into raw foods. You're going to get some results, but you're going to plateau. You're going to come to a plateau. This is why we have all these people. Most of us have been down that route of raw foods and juicing and all this stuff. And we are still looking, we're still searching because our problems have not been solved. And the GI tract is the main issue where Master Fast shines, as you can see. We're the shittiest page on the net, I believe, right now. So once you get all that shit out of you, then you can change things. That's the most important for the physicality. And as that's coming out, that physicality, the matter, has emotions attached to it. This is why people have all these emotional releases doing the master fast. They go together. You can't separate them. So you have to focus on cleaning the physicality of the GI tract and move on from there. Autoimmune disease is just another fiction. What do you recommend topically for itchy skin? Topically, yeah, you can try aloe vera. Some oils may help, a coconut oil or something. You can probably infuse some herbs in coconut oil on a stove, heat it up. There's many herbs. Look for that herbs in that category. I'm not a herbalist, so you can do that search and infuse it in coconut oil, and then try that topically. That can help you. Like I made the video showing how to make CO2 GANs and zinc oxide. I would highly recommend everybody start making that. That has infinite uses, and it deals with emotion, very direct, and you can use it in any which way you want. You can spray it on you, you can ingest it, you can give it to plants, you can inhale it. This is a regular dope water pipe, and it's got liquid plasma in here, and you breathe in the fields. This is very powerful because the lungs are the gateway to emotion from the physicality. This is very, very powerful when you're using liquid plasma. You can make one. You don't have to buy one. Let me just grab my phone here. You can make one with a jar. Okay, I got a jar with 2 hoses. It's the same principle. You got 1 short hose and 1 long hose. The short hose is in the air, and then the long hose goes into the fluid. So when you suck through, you're getting the air going through the water, and you're absorbing the fields. Laura, I'm on 30 days, and my kidney filtering is going less and less, even with dry fasting. Before I had amazing filtering while dry fasting. Now I'm on 56 on my dry and still no filtering. Yeah, the deeper you go, the deeper you got to go, Laura. You go in phases until you break through another layer. Once you break through another layer, you're going to see it come up again. And, we're always expecting things, but as long as you're getting some filtering, don't worry about it. Because sometimes you come to a point where you're not getting a lot of filtering, but you're getting filtering. As long as you're getting filtering, everything is good. So don't focus on how much filtering you're getting. Overdoing lymphatic curves, I didn't see that part. 9 to 3 times a day. You can try backing off on lymphatic herbs, but I said I've answered the question. Hey Dana, oregano oil. Oregano oil, yeah, well, it's another herb. We can use that. What's going on here? How to continue to clean the GI tract once your 180 days are up and you're eating fruit. By eating fruit, keep it clean. And get ready and prepare for your next master fast, Joshua. Ripping plasma bombs. That's what it's all about. And we got many testimonials on plasma throughout the world in Keshe Foundation teachings. Many. It's endless. No problem, Laura. Okay, so I think, is that it for all? Are you familiar with the liver cleanse by Andreas? I've done many liver cleanses, and all I can tell you is they are obsolete with the Master Fast system. Why can I say that? Because I've done them every year since 1990, pretty much. The first few, I got tons of stones. But after I went raw, I wasn't getting very many stones, very small amount. In the middle of my 108-day master fast, I did one, and it was a horrific experience from all that stress on the liver, and I had no stones come out. We've had people release stones on master fast. No oil, no lemons, none of those liver flushes. So that's why I say it's obsolete, because the master fast helps your body deal with every single cell, removing all the plaque. Everything that doesn't belong in the body will come out of your body. If you go and dig long enough, you're going to dig deep enough to remove what is not supposed to be in your body. And it's just a matter of how far are you willing to go. Only you can answer that question. 108 days seems pretty extreme for a lot of people, and really we are just scratching the surface. Ask anybody who's completed 108 days, they will tell you. You don't have to believe me. It's just scratching the surface. That's why I say 7 to 9 years is what it takes to completely heal and balance out the body in physicality, mental, and emotional state. So people who are giving you a few months to heal, I got some good property in the swamp to sell you. Yeah, instant healing is possible, but we're going to see more of this come in with plasma. That's all I can say. People are walking in with tumors and walking out with no tumors in a few sessions. Dana, 54, awesome. Keep inspiring, you rock. Sleeping less and less on master fast. Anyone else? Yeah, once you remove obstructions, vitality goes up. Body's not using power to try and get rid of those obstructions. So as you're using less power, the vitality goes up. So when you have more obstructions, the body has to use its power to try and remove obstructions continuously. As I put a post on how much energy is used just to eat, there's a whole shebang of things, and it's just continuous energy just from eating one meal. How many things have to go into that? Going to purchase it, or growing it, eating it, chewing it, swallowing it, digesting it, eliminating it, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of energy with food. That's why we get less than 20% of our energy from food. It comes from the cosmos, most of our energy. Small stones almost all the time. Kim, yeah, you're releasing small stones, great. Tess, hey Tess, greetings, Serge. Have you ever done test comparison using ozonator machines or conventional vs organic produce? I used to buy a lot of stuff organic, and I've noticed over the years, and growing my own food, that sometimes you're going to get conventional grown food that tastes way better than organic. So, number one, is there fraud in the organic industry? You betcha. I've worked with farmers for 10 years selling ocean water, and I can tell you most of them don't give a hoot about what they're growing. And I've had instances where they would buy the ocean water for themselves, for their garden, but not for the food they were growing. So this is the state of mentality we're dealing with. These are the people feeding the nations, and they're poisoning the plants. So, you got some conventional farmers that, have a little bit upstairs, and they'll remineralize their fields and so on and so forth. And that's where you're going to notice the taste is better. In the organic stuff, like I said, if it's organic, all the better. I'm against. It shouldn't be allowed. It's absolutely ludicrous to grow our food with any chemicals. But it is. The fact is, this is what's happening, and we have to deal with it. So, how do we deal with it? The best we can in the situation we're in. For me, I just stopped buying organic because of all the fraud I've heard about and everything. If it's the same price or less, I'll buy the organic. Otherwise, I'll just buy the conventional. Get home, ozonate it, and the taste, you can taste the difference from before and after you ozonate it. For example, with grapes, I can't eat them if I don't ozonate them when they're conventional. I just can't eat them. Once I ozonate them, no problem. The taste is night and day. Ozone is a very strong oxidizer, the strongest known to man in nature. So besides using ozone, we have plasma now. If you make your CO2 GANs and you put some in a little jar, You fill a tub with your vegetables and water, and you can put the jar in there, or you can just spray a few drops of that liquid plasma in the water. And the CO2 GANs, zinc oxide, has been shown to revert GMO seeds back to original strain just by soaking them in that water. It's been shown to remove radiation in lab rats. Influenza, Ebola, viruses come to a halt because the energy packets of CO2 are much, much stronger than the virus, and they just suck the energy out of it. It's plasma. You have an infinity loop happening between you, all of you, and myself. We have an infinity loop of plasma interaction, and with everything else, our environment and planets and plants. So these interactions are continuously happening. It's a gravitational magnetic field strength, and it's all about field strengths. So CO2 is a simple thing. That's why I put the video, and everybody, I would highly recommend you make that stuff, because with that, it's much more potent than everything else. Ozone is potent because it's a form of plasma. It's created by a lightning bolt, a high, corona discharge, and through light as well. So, there's many things we can do to try and minimize our toxicity. If if the CO2 can neutralize radiation, there's nothing more toxic than radiation. So all the lab rats, the mice survived the radiation with the CO2, every single one, and the Ebola and the influenza and everything else they've tested on. So this is the future, plasma. What are your thoughts on intermittent dry fasting for a month with 1 hour hydrating window every 48 hours? What are your thoughts on intermittent dry fast for a month with 1 hour hydrating window every 48 hours? Nikki, anything that you can get in there is great. However you want it to work for you, I'm all for it. If you can do 1 meal a day for the rest of your life, that's fine, and keep all the rest dry. That's the best. That's what we should all strive for, 1 meal a day. You use a 1 hour window to get your meals into you. If you're going to eat fruit and let's say greens, you have your fruit, wait 15-20 minutes or whatever, then have your greens, your soup, whatever. That's your 1 meal, done in 1 hour, done. Strive for that. I did 1 meal a day for years, many years ago, and it's great. It's great. You don't have to worry about anything. So strive for minimizing, and you're going to feel better. Ed Wellville, I'm on day 14 of 30-day master fast. Awesome, Ed. First master fast 63. Yep. And for the last week, done GI broom treatments as suggested by Carl. 1 teaspoon, and it seems to draw more mucus. Yeah, well, we revamped everything because of what Carl tried, and from Artie actually made a mistake taking 4 tablespoons of the psyllium mix that we have versus 1 tablespoon. So what we've noticed, and we've already started seeing great results, is I would recommend do it once a day to relieve, to not put so much pressure on the GI tract. Twice a day. Do it once a day, but do up to 4 tablespoons, and it'll just pull everything out of you. We've cracked the code of sulfur. This will get rid of sulfur. You just have to ingest as much of that stuff you can, and because when you're fasting, these toxic chemicals, these things that are unrecognized by the body, they're very, very difficult to remove, and sulfur is like a super glue. So when you go on a fast, everything starts to break loose, and sometimes these things really have no way out. That's why it's critical to use herbs, and it's critical to use the psyllium mix that we're doing. And so something they can attach to something, so they can be drawn out through the GI tract interstitially. They're pulling interstitially. When you're on a fast, everything's in dump mode. When you're eating, it's not in dump mode. That's the difference. When you're on a fast, every cell is in a dump mode. Remember that. So up your intake of the psyllium mix. I don't recommend GI broom. You guys can use it. It's up to you. It's more expensive. It's got herbs, and they need to be digested. The psyllium, the clay, and the activated charcoal, which is in a high plasmatic state, burnt end of wood stick, is very, very potent at pulling and drying. I was cautious with the amount. I've mentioned it in a post of the amount to take daily, because I took it for years, psyllium, doing fasting and everything. And I reached the point when I would take in the psyllium, I would throw it up. And I would try it again, I would throw it up. And this went on for a while. And then after, I said, that's it. I don't want to take this stuff anymore because it makes me throw up. So when I put the Master Fast together, I know we needed it. And so I was very cautious with a tablespoon a day, max. But, we really need this. And I think a guide to when you've had enough is probably you're going to throw it up like I did. Because when that happened, like I said, my tongue was a beautiful pink. Everything was clean. It was a really nice state to be in. So until that time comes, we load up on it. I even made a post today of our psyllium pudding pizza. It was amazing. And if you eat something off, make yourself one of these psyllium pudding pizzas and have a party. Oh, where did the questions go? I think I missed some. It's a bit of a pain doing this on the phone, but Michael, what do the Master Fast? I want to do the Master Fast, but I have lost so much weight. I don't know if the cysts in my lymphs would recommend still doing the fast. Yeah, of course. There's no other way to heal, Michael, fasting. I've talked about the weight. If you're going to focus on weight, you might as well forget about healing. Some of us have to go to skin and bones. There's no avoiding it. If your body's built on toxic waste, it's got to go. And then you can build once you remove the waste. Karen, Ben. What are good portions for fruit and salad meals? No such thing. Eat till you're satisfied. We don't work on those systems of predetermined, pre-calculated portions and so on and so forth. That's why Master Fast has ranges of everything, because everybody's different. You have to work and make it work for yourself. That was for Ben. Ron, I was recently introduced to your Facebook and I'm not familiar with Master Fast. Can you discuss this? Well, Ron, read the pin post, read the website, read the file section. It's a simple system. We cook the juice of Concord grapes. We infuse it with fresh squeezed lemon, which creates a plasmatic field, and it's the strongest cleaner out there. You can't put any raw juice even close to what happens with this raw juice. And so we drink this juice, and along with this juice, because it's so potent, we take herbal tinctures, and we also take a herbal tea for kidneys. And the tinctures, we have a wide range of them to help with all the different organs and glands to help remove waste and help function of these tissues and glands and help clean. And the tea, we put an extra tea there for the kidneys because the tea's cooked and the tinctures are raw, so we have another plasmatic field happening. And then we take a psyllium pudding, we call it, which is psyllium husks, clay, bentonite clay, and activated charcoal, which is another strong plasmatic field. So we are using the psyllium pudding as a mechanical broom and sponge, and also as a plasmatic field interaction going through our whole GI tract. And once you do this we recommend 108 days. Some people do 40, 60, whatever. 108 days will scratch the surface and make a big shift in your health, and then you'll get on the road to a good health. So that's the basis of it. If you want to read about it and ask questions later, then you can do that. Kim, how do you know you release sulfur? Look in your eyes, take a picture, and you'll see it going out of your eyes. You'll see that orangey color coming out, but your nose will tell you it smells like rotten eggs. You know, the eggy smell is the sulfur. Does the liquid from the enema have a specific color? It's kind of orangey-ish, but like I said, the smell will give it away. I'm glad to be here, Chris. Why does the urine get so dark during the dry fast? We don't worry about the color of the urine. What we're looking for is sediment, and the reason that urine changes color is because, oh, because your body goes in kind of a dehydrated state that you're not used to, and when the body is dehydrated, the urine will come out darker because your kidneys are starting to function and removing waste more so. Sorry guys, I lost my thing here. It's a bit difficult with this phone. Let me see here. Seedless fruit is okay. Yeah, seedless fruit is fine. There's no such thing as seedless fruit. They've been hybridized, yeah, and the strains are weakened, but there's no such thing as seedless fruit. The fruit cannot grow without seed, even though you don't see it. The seed is there. The seed is the soul, so it has to be there, even though you don't see it. I prefer fruit with seed. It tastes better, but occasionally having seedless fruit, no big deal. What do you think of fermented foods? When we are eating, I'm confused. I have heard that apple cider vinegar is harmful for the body. Moderation in these things. Some people swear by these fermented foods. They give me a lot of gas. I like the taste of them. I'll eat them occasionally, but do we need them? I don't think so. Apple cider vinegar, a little bit here and there. Like we have it in the drink we do before and after the dry fast, but it's changed from the baking soda we add, and that really helps to dislodge things. Like apple cider vinegar has been used for many years. Yeah, it's a fermented product, but we're not going to drink this stuff, and you don't want to be using these things all the time. That's why I only recommend that drink on longer dry fasts of 24 hours or more. I don't even take it unless I do like a 3-day myself. But this is after you've been doing dry fasting for several years. I've been doing it over 3 years, so you don't want to be following what I'm doing. Just listen to how the Master Fasted prescribed. That's the safe way of doing it, and build up slowly to more and more days. But keep that drink handy. And hi, Karen. And it's going to really help protect those kidneys. It cools them off from all the acids before and after, and that's important because the dry fasting is a very, very cooked type of healing. Our cells turn into incinerators and burn everything. So we're using heat, we're using acid, and it's the highest form of healing, not alkalinity. Acid is the highest form of healing. That's what dry fasting is. And anybody who beg to different, I don't see results out there anywhere close to what Master Fast is helping people with. And I've been through a lot of them. We're developing this system and improving it. I'm learning from you guys every day. I pay attention to pretty much everything I can, and as you see, I make changes all the time. Once we learn something and I know it's fact, I know it's repeatable, I'm going to change it, and that's how we work. So let's keep it going. What are good portions for fruit salad meals? I've already answered that. Ben, yeah, I think I went back on here or something. Yeah, just eat until you're satisfied. Don't force yourself. Ron, I was recently introduced here. Okay, sorry, I went back here again. This damn phone doesn't work great. Urine, okay. Barbara. Hello, Barbara. Love and light to you. So happy to be connected. Maria, how did you discover that cooked juice and lemon plasma? Accident? I mentioned my first 40-day fast was with Concord grape juice. And I knew it was powerful, but my mind was closed. I was an anal raw foodist, 100% raw, and over 9 years, wouldn't touch anything cooked. And Max one day came by me and he was talking about his friend. One of his brothers cured him lung cancer with Concord grape juice. And I'm going, yeah, well, it's cooked. And I just kind of put it off. And I go, I did it. I did the Concord grape. I know it works, but, it's got to be raw. That's what was in my head. And then as I was, continuing watching the Kesh teachings, we're using caustic, we're using heat to atomically open up the structures of elements and release their energy. And one day, Max came to me again with this juice. And a light went off in my head. I'm going, could it be? I said, we can make this cooked juice work in a much more efficient way plasmatically. And the lemon came to my mind. And that's when we decided to do the fast. And we put it to the test, and bang, here you go. Here's the master fast. That's just part of it. But if you look at all the, there's a lot of thought into it with the, like I said, there's plasma happening with the cooked tea and the raw tinctures. We're not using capsules. And there's plasma happening with the charcoal. Very strong plasmatic feel in the clay, and in mixed with the psyllium. So we have a lot of stuff going on. 3 plasmatic, strong plasmatic fields, and then the ultimate is the dry, which is also a very high form of plasma, which is free for us because our body is in a plasmatic state. Laura, what do you think about fermented food? Answer that one. What are the best fruits to keep cleaning? Joshua, fruits, the best fruits are fruits in season that are ripe. That's the best. And then you go from there. Grapes are great, but, in season. If you can stay within season, you can grow your own, even better. You can get somebody from local farmer, even better. Melons, bananas, berries be good. Yeah, it's all good. Bananas are not a great so-called cleanser, but it's a great food. Monkeys eat them. So I like bananas. I don't eat a lot of them, but I like bananas. I have them occasionally. Berries are excellent. They're excellent gland foods, and they have the imprint of wild is still in them, just like the Concord has a strain of wild in it. That's what makes it so powerful. Pomegranate will work. Wild cherry, wild black cherry, sour cherry. The berries, all these juices will work if you cook them and you add the lemon. They'll all work for the fast. It's just the ease of finding these juices readily available and cheap, and and being effective. So that's what we're looking for. Any tips for reducing cravings? Breath work. Keep busy. Enemas, and write down your goals and read your goals every day, what you want to accomplish. These are some of the tips, and there's many others from people that have been suggesting. Smelling essential oils, rose is one of my favorite. From Bulgaria, and any essential oils you love. I think Phyllis mentioned grapefruit. She scraped the grapefruit skin and smelled it. It removes cravings. I remember that one. Or you can use the essential oil. That's about it. What is the clay? Bentonite clay. It's found in nature. There's many forms of clay, montamineralite or something. I don't know the word exactly. There's many types of clay. A good quality, food grade clay. It's got minerals, helps absorb many times its properties. Many good things. Just punch it in Google, and you'll find your answers, like we all have access to. Maria Christina, is it normal to be taking the herbs and juice fasting and feel energized all the time? Of course. In asking it because I'm healing from a cancer diagnosis. Some people have way more energy when they're on these fasts than others. Others a few others have a very challenging time. It all depends on the state of your body and mind and emotion. I did the whole 108 days full out. I had maybe 3 or 4 days I was really, drained and stuff when I was doing the enemas and resting. But out of those 108 days, I went full force with everything. I just kept doing all my activities. So all the better, This is where I say we break all the rules. We smash all the belief systems. Forget about you have to stay in bed to heal. That's old. Don't bury that under the rug. Put it in the recycle bin. If you got energy, use it. That's what the Master Fast is all about, changing and belief systems. It's your time. Can't wait with have bananas. Yeah, well, I'll bet you this, Joshua. When you start eating your first day, you're gonna go, why did I eat? You're gonna see. Mark my words. Jesse, good, thank you, Jesse. How long is the Master Fast for? How long is the Master Fast for? For life. I like to tell people, do your first one as long as you go, 108 days, more, whatever. Do a good one to get that GI tract really, really clean. And then you can maintain your dry fasting, and you do 2 to 4 short ones a year for maintenance for life. 40 days is great, spring and fall, or you can do one every season change. Whatever turns you on. Breath work, keep busy, enemas, write down goals, essential. Yep. How about ab massage? Yeah, massages. Sorry, massages is great. That's excellent when you're on fasting, massage or not fasting. When I have cravings, I take more parasite and GM. There was all okay. I don't know if I got all the questions. Sorry, guys. It's a challenge using this phone. I couldn't figure out how to do it on my computer. It would be much easier. Can you talk more about the eating after Master Fast? How slowly should we start eating? Well, I think I covered that in one of the videos. You want to focus on foods that are going to go through you very quickly. We're not focusing on nutrition, so called. We want to get the foods go through as quickly as possible. That's going to be your focus after breaking the fast. And you want to chew as much as you can. Concentrate on chewing, make it to a liquid, because it's going to take a while for the digestion to kick in. It might take a few weeks, it might take several weeks, and then once that digestion kicks in, you're going to see your bowels, your digestion, everything's going to work better. So this is the key. And some people need to go on the green juices to ground themselves for a week or two after. You can start eating some fruit with the green juices, right? And some people will want to stay on the Master Fast hybrid, doing the juice continual, and then all day, and then one meal. So it's going to be preference. Somebody who's really acidic, toxic, the green juice may help cool them down after this fast and start flushing all the loosened things from the fast. So there's many ways of doing it. But the key is, as they say, any man can fast. It takes a wise man to break a fast. So be wise, be prudent. It's sometimes, a lot of us have went through it. I've went through it. We just go crazy and want to eat anything and everything after a fast. And your body's going to teach you, especially in the morning after. And you're going to go, why did I do that? So sometimes that's the best way to learn. But if you're going to do certain things, if you need some cooked food, for example, which I don't recommend, go for the better cooked options, the steamed or baked veggies. I know you're not herbalist, but for a long-term Master Fast, can we produce our own 2-to-1 tinctures using dried herb? What is the breakdown of the 2-to-1? Sir, the 2-to-1 is 2 parts alcohol, 1 part herbs, infused for 30 days. You can use dried herbs, you can use fresh herbs. I found when you use fresh herbs, much more powerful. I got my wine over here. I got my, and I use mostly is fresh herbs in here. Salute. Oh man, that's good. So basically, it's not rocket science. So once you let it sit in the sun for 30 days, shake it every day, then it's good to put it for a rest for 15 days. Commercially, we can't do that. We do 30 days and it's done. And the herbs that we have, whoever's tried them knows there's nothing on the market like them. I've searched everywhere, and I've made it available for everybody at the best prices by far. There's nothing that touches the herbs that we produce over here. So if you can do it yourself, I highly recommend it, because then you learn and you don't have to rely on anything. Like we're getting problems with some of the borders around there, not being able to pass through and all. So if they shut it all down, you got to learn how to make your own. In the meantime, if you don't, somebody needs them quickly, man, yeah, we can send them to you at the best prices and the best quality. So that's all it is, Serge. It's not rocket science. So you have a bottle, you measure halfway is your herbs, and then fill it up with the alcohol. The stronger the alcohol, the better. We use a 50% sugar cane alcohol. It's very strong, and it's an organic alcohol as well. And it's excellent stuff. So any of the good alcohols, good clean grain alcohol. The wine is great. It's not a strong alcohol, but it makes a great tincture. This I learned from a herbalist friend of mine. He says it was an old herbalist remedy that they used to use wine, so I brought it back, and it's a great. So for all the alcoholics out there, we have a solution for them too. Any success with sulfur? Lots of success. Look at Artie's eyes; it's a night and day difference, and a few others I've been posting. And this is just a start. There's quite a few of us who've had my eyes gotten quite a bit lighter over the last few years. When I started in 1990, my eyes were black. Like you can't really see now, but they were black. Now they're actually my GI tract's full of sulfur. But I wasn't into iridology in the time when I was doing the raw foods stuff, so I never really took a picture of my eyes. But I knew they were getting lighter and lighter, and people would say, "Wow, your eyes are brighter," and stuff. So, but that's all it was. The key right now for the sulfur is what we found. Fez is. We're going to load up on the psyllium pudding is what we call it now. Load up on it. 3-4 tablespoons a day. Load up. If you can do more, do more. And that's going to really help pull all that crap interstitially out of the GI tract. Mark my words. Go for it. Using the pain pad. Yeah, pain pads. These are simple. We make them with the liquid plasma water. We put 2 sheets of paper towel in a Ziploc and wet it, not soak, wet, and then we seal them up. And these are your pain pads. And you can use these for anything, because it deals with emotion. But like I said, that's one way. Breathing it in is the most powerful. So there's many ways of using it. Spray it on things. Neutralize, clean up your toxic foods that we purchase. I mentioned that. Many ways to use plasma. Can you address protecting tooth enamel? Well, since I destroyed my teeth, I'm not the best one, but I didn't destroy it on Master Fast. I destroyed it with high fat, raw vegan, and zero fruit. Everybody's blaming the fruit. The teeth. I have a huge stagnation in my jaw lymphatically. You can see it in my eyes. And that's what happened when I went on the high fat. It plugged all my head. Sorry about the dog. my whole jaw head area completely plugged. When I went on the Master Fast last year, all orange was coming out of my ears, even sulfur coming out of my ears. Like my whole head was plugged for a few weeks. So how do you protect your teeth? Salt and baking soda rinse. That helps. You can use charcoal clay, a little bit of sea salt for making a toothbrush with turmeric. But when you're doing the Master Fast, get your drinking done and then do the rinses. For brushing teeth, even when you're eating fruit, you shouldn't brush your teeth after eating fruit, right after. Because it's a natural phenomenon that softens up the enamel, but everything gets reestablished if you leave it alone. If you brush after you eat fruit, it's not a good idea. Brush before. So you got to just maintain and do the best you can. Hydrogen peroxide rinses, essential oils. There's many things you can do. Massaging the gums. If somebody does it for you, it's even better. Like really dig. If you massage all your gums every day, massage them deep, you're just moving lymph, And then there's lymphatic massages online that they show you. I don't remember them, to move that area. Protecting teeth. So I think Hildy has a pretty good write-up on teeth. I've read a while back. Thomas, guideline on using herb tinctures during extended dry fast. Okay, I did many different experiments. I found it it really digs deep with the tinctures. You only need a small amount, half dose, if that. It's good to get into the habit of going as long as you can with nothing, just air, and then introduce the tinctures. And you can do them 2-3 times a day. My last one I mentioned, I did it with the wine. I just used the wine. What a pleasant taste when you're drinking the wine. It gives you a boost of confidence, some emotionally, I believe, but also the herbs. They're doing their magic, even though it's that small amount. These guys are very highly elevated. You put them in your body, they know what to do. So try different ways. Try once a day, try twice a day, try 3 times a day. See how you feel. Try it from the start of a dry fast. Try it the last day of a dry fast. Try different things. I don't have all the answers. We're just learning from each other. Radhika, can you explain to us about why the fast brings out our weaknesses? Well, this is how nature's operating table works. Just think about energy, and in the universe is always in motion. So when you have a situation, there's a blockage of energy. And what fasting does is it triggers movement. So we do all the things to try and help movement, to unblock these energies and get them to flow. Now, what starts happening when things start moving out of a stagnant area, we're going to feel like it's getting worse. Like especially the heart. I've had these crazy heart palpitations. Like if I thought, those ones are pretty scary when people don't understand, but you have to understand what's happening. You have to have the trust, because there is no better system than fasting to allow the body to heal. So if you have that trust, work with it. Use all the tips to keep things moving so we could allow and aid that movement and let these healing reactions subside quicker. Joshua's going through pretty severe one these past couple of weeks. I've been through all that. I've been through the heart ones. I've been through so many things I don't even want to remember. So this is the key. Just people going on eating fruit, it starts bringing out their weaknesses, because our fruit is our species specific food, so it's healing to some degree. But when you fast, you go straight to the source of the issues, and also the emotions come up. So it's all being uncovered, and your weaknesses will be presented to be healed. That's the proper way to term it. They come to surface to be healed. And sometimes, people, they get old injuries coming back, and then boom, they're gone, and they never feel it no more. And if the tongue goes pink and have no parasites coming out, would you suggest us to still complete 108 days? Yeah, 108 days, you scratch the surface. You're never going to heal in 108 days. There's nobody on this planet that's going to heal in 108 days. 7 to 9 years, and then come talk to me, because it's not visual. It's not only visual. You have emotions to deal with. In the non-matter state, you have acids, you have toxins, you have things that you cannot see. It's ongoing. As being alive and breathing, we're continuously absorbing and producing all these toxins and acids at the cellular level and from the environment. So there's no such thing as it's going to come to an end in 108 days. It's a good start. 7 to 9 years. I go for 9, because 9 is divine, and it's basically what I'm trying to convey to you is lifetime. Make the commitment. And Vicky, just list a filling and I'm being told I need a crown. I believe in regenerating the tooth. But right now I am concerned that the grape juice, lemon juice, will break down and further the decay. So I am, where is it here? Okay, so I am nervous about starting until I figure my tooth problem out. Any suggestions? So basically I believe you have a filling in there. I remember one person, they went to a dentist to remove their fillings, and they asked not to put anything in. They left them open, and they wanted to see what would happen, and they never had a problem with it. I'm not suggesting you do that. We all have our own choices. I have one crown here where they wanted to do a root canal on me, and I said, no way. And I says, no. They said, well, we're going to have to put a cap. I said, okay, I'll put a cap. So I put a cap, and the tooth gave me problems for many years, and then stopped giving me problems. Lymphatic. You got to get the lymphatic system moving in the mouth jaw area, massage the gums. I'll do the rinses. If you want to put a crown, you can put the crown, but when you're fasting, if you do any work, is a great time, because if you use any anesthesia and all that stuff, and the healing will be much quicker, and getting rid of the toxic crap that they put in our bodies. So the choice is going to have to be how confident you are with working with the system and the tooth. There's everybody's got the misconception that the fruit or the grape juice and the lemon is going to break down your tooth. It's not that. It's the stagnant lymphatic system and the inability for the kidneys to filter out the garbage. That's the cause in the physicality. It doesn't matter what you eat. Mr. Kesh talks about if you want to protect your teeth 3 times a week approximately, before you go to sleep, chew on a piece of cheese. I know we have vegans and all here, but he says that'll solve all your teeth issues. I haven't tried it. I may try it, just to, chew on a piece of cheese and spit it out, because he was talking about the field interaction that the cheese has with our teeth, and I don't know, it may work. So that's another thing you may want to try. I don't know. Yeah, no problem, Ben. Fez, is mulberry juice as strong as grape juice? What about the other juices like blackberry, cherry, pomegranate juice, or is grape the king? No, I won't say, they call grape the queen, not the king. Durian's the king. All those juices you mentioned are good, powerful juices. Which one is stronger than the other? Some people who have tried the black cherry, they feel it's strong because it makes them go to the can more. And also pomegranate, some people have tried and feel it's stronger. I don't know how much stronger you want than what we have with the Master Fast. Is whatever you do, it's going to pull out the crap. The system works with any of those juices. Pick one that you like and that you can drink and you won't get tired of it. For me, the grape, I love it. I like pomegranate. I've done pomegranate as well a little bit. Just pick your choice and something that's palatable. Like I never get sick of the grape. The pomegranate, it's tough to drink for a longer time. The black cherry was a lot more expensive. So for me, the Concord, cheapest, readily available, easy to drink. I don't get sick of it. I make it, it's part of my pudding, so my psyllium pudding is with grape juice. I like it. Have you worked with kids? Yeah, I've helped parents with young children, of course. They come from the same creator, and we have the same system as them. So we do the same things, and with prudence, we use less of what we need depending on their weight and age. But children do fabulous on these systems. They heal much, much quicker. You can start them on a hybrid with 1 meal a day and see how that goes, or you can put them on the full-fledged Master Fast. Make it a game, make it exciting, make it a challenge for them. Fez, do you eat durian? I just had one today, fresh one. Is the actual meat of the fruit good for the adrenals or just the seeds of the durian? Well, if you've eaten durian, you will know it's a make you feel good fruit. So it's affecting your adrenal glands to a big degree. And that's why, you look at the durian seeds, kidneys and adrenals. It's same to same. That's how nature works. If you look at a lot of the old writings and stuff, things that are good for certain things of the body, they look like those parts of the body. So, one of my herbalist friends told me that my battery's going dead. Hang on a second. Let me plug her in. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to from here. Yeah, as I was saying, the durian, it's a very powerful food. Like that's why all the animals, it doesn't matter, they go nuts over durian. It's got some magical properties. You need to have a good digestive system, a good liver because of the fat. I don't know if I mentioned before. In the years I was raw, I went crazy on durian. I've probably eaten over 600 easily. At one time when I was doing large amounts of the wheatgrass, for almost a 4-month period, I just drank wheatgrass juice, lots of it. I was doing, like I told you, 12, 16, 18 ounces a day, and I was eating durian every day. And at that time, I was eating 1, 2, sometimes even 3 durian a day, frozen. And every week I would go buy a fresh one. And this went on for almost 4 months, and then I just got tired of it. And then I didn't look at it for a while, but durian is one of my favorite fruits. Yeah, just look at nature in that sense of same to same. If you look at the figs, they look like male testicles inside. I'm just giving you some examples. The durian contains sulfur. Yeah, durian probably contains some sulfur, but you don't have to worry about individual elements or minerals inside fruit because they are all in a form where, as a whole, they work together. When you separate these minerals on their own is when we have problems. When you're eating your species-specific foods, doesn't matter what elements are in there, they need to be there, and that's why they're there, and they're part of the whole, and don't worry about it. Like the one thing that is a problem when I was on the raw foods, after a few years, I couldn't touch garlic and onions no more. I wrote about this. It would really irritate my digestive tract. I just stayed away from them for years. I couldn't eat them no more because I reached the point where my GI tract was so clean and they just irritated me. Now I can eat them because my GI tract is not as clean as where it needs to be yet. I still got a lot of work to do all over again from my crazy stunts of high-fat raw food, high-fat raw vegan experiment. So for me, garlic and onions are more of a herb, and we can use them as medicines. And when your body's all healed, you don't need medicines anymore. You don't need to be eating herbs anymore. We use herbs when we need to assist us. So once you've cleaned yourself up and healed yourself all up, and you don't have any more issues, you really shouldn't be doing herbs regularly. Occasionally, yeah, because I love the taste of herbs, like my herbal wine and stuff. But you don't want to be getting your body used to these things. They're medicines. Look at them as medicines, magic medicines, wonderful elevated souls. So that's my view on the individual elements within foods. Don't worry about them as long as they're species specific. Everything is well. I don't know if I've missed anything. Sorry, guys. It's difficult trying to get all these questions on this little screen. So I think I got everything, I think. So if anything, I think we can call it for a close unless there's any other questions. I'll try and do more of these when I get some chance. I know it depends on the timing and where everybody is, but you know, we do what we can. We got the Facebook. We got best support system on the Master Fast System page. You know, beautiful souls all over. A lot of people don't like me. That's fine. Send them love and elevate their souls. I'm here to get people results. I've said this many times. I'm not here to make friends, and my intent and my emotion is to help as many people as possible. If you see, let me put it this way: most people would not do what I'm doing. There's no money in it. I keep asking myself why I keep going, but I keep going because of the results people are getting. You know, the whole thing is to be in service, and I'm direct. I don't have time to waste with whiners. I'm sorry, but you know, when we're focusing on things other than health and the real things that are going to help us, you're just taking away from the healing. And that's why I'm so direct, and I'm an asshole to some people. So, you know, focus on healing. Forget about the frivolous white jacket garbage and tests and all this stuff. And yeah, it's okay if you know, but at the same time, it takes away from your healing. You got to really focus on the healing, because the healing is what everybody is here for. So if you're going to move that focus into what doctors are telling you and what their tests are telling you, you're taking away from your healing. And that's the basis of why I am the way I am. So, you know, that's about where it goes. Thoughts on homeopathy is just another treatment-based thinking. There are some things within it that are based on the principles of plasma. The more dilute, the more powerful it gets. We use that with the liquid plasma, but they don't have a real system like Dr. Morse has designed with herbs. He's the best for that. I praise him. There's nobody that uses herbs like Dr. Morse. He's a master, and it's a system you need to work with. You know, using herbs as treatment based, they ain't gonna give you the effect that we're getting with this system, and that's the focus. Work on a system, not treatment based. But there are some things within homeopathy you could add if you think of it in a system basis. Bloodroot capsules. As I said, I'm not a herbalist. Best is to ask a herbalist or go online for that stuff. I use the formulas based on Dr. Morse's teachings, and I have a few of my own, but with my own research. I have two friends who are herbalists. I just don't have the interest and drive to learn about all the herbs myself. My focus right now is on plasma. So if anything I need, I have two people that I can ask very easily, and I can go online. So that's the way I do it. So that's the system, how it's based on Dr. Morse's teachings on herbs. We just put it to a twist. I looked at fields versus matter with the tinctures only and the tea. That's the difference. So when Master Fast should be one-stop their meds. So when Master Fast should one-stop their medication. Metads should one-stop their medication. Never stop your medication. You have to consult with your doctor. They're the ones who prescribe them, and we can't tell you to do anything else. What I can suggest, if it's me, I would work with my doctor or on my own to wean myself off of that poison as quickly as possible with prudence, and go from there, because anything that you ingest that's not that's synthetic, let's put it that way, is going to have to be detoxed out of the body at a later date. Hey Lorraine, just see, where can we find the guidelines or recipe for the master fast? The website is masterfast.yola, Y-O-L-A, site, S-I-T-E, one word, yolasite.com. masterfast.yolasite.com. We have a Masterfast Facebook page, that's where we're on now. We have a file section on the Facebook. We have a pinned post you should read, and I have videos. I don't even know the name of my YouTube channel. I think it's Master Luigino on YouTube. But there's links on all the website and the pinned post. There's links to all the videos I made. Okay, so okay, I think we call it a night, and till next time, peace, folks, and we'll be seeing you soon, hopefully, and keep digging.